the kingdom today to represent His Majesty King Yemaswati III at the inauguration of new Kenya President, His Excellency William Ruto, and Angola President, His Excellency John Lorenco. The Prime Minister is accompanied by Minister of Public Service, Honorable Mabulala Maseko.
Kuthi ngiyommelela emaveni amabili ngaqala eKenya lapha ke ubekwa khona mengameli wakhona William Ruto besathi usuwine ukhetho kulamalanga nalaphelile. Before that abeng vice president, sorry, so Kenya ke sowine ukhetho soyoba president. Nangisuka lapho ke sengiya eAngola ngalesine lokwaseKenya kokusasa ngalesine nakhona futhi ngwenyama ngithume singeyimelela ekuphakamiseni kwakhona kwemangameli mengameli Lorenzo lo bekangivela ngumengameli ukhethwe kwesibili ke siyabonga kakhulu.
For Channel Yemaswati News, I am Temalangeni Dlamini with Linda Shongwe and Kimberly Mavuso, Oshok. The Republic of Somaliland will establish diplomatic relations with the Kingdom of Eswatini, and this was said during the bilateral meeting that took place at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs in Mbabane between the Republic of Somaliland and the Kingdom of Eswatini. The Republic of Somaliland will establish diplomatic relations with the Kingdom of Eswatini and will be listed as friends of the Republic of Somaliland. This was said at the bilateral meeting which took place at the Ministry of Foreign Affairs between the Republic of Somaliland and the Kingdom of Eswatini, where Eswatini was represented by the Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, Tulisile Dladla. Dladla stated that the diplomatic relations will help explore and define trade opportunities of mutual interest.
Siyashada. Sekuqala leso le JPCC. A joint permanent commission. Once leyo singayisayina sekulandzela ke lawa lamanye ke kulandzela ngaba tourism, kungaba taka agriculture, kungaba taka trade and investment, kungaba taka IT. Njalo kubandlondlobele nje bona ku IT isephethe lokusibahamba bekufanele bahlangane nenkosatana. Kepha ke akukapheli lutho ngoba vele sitawukhuluma bahlangane le team letawuhamba eSomaliland iyobuka kabanti ukuthi singayithola njani lolwathi lwabo lolungaka ngoba bathi le fiber optic bona bahambile internet yabo bathi is the fastest
and the desire of educating our people, fighting this cycle of drought, for example, finding ways to develop agriculture, and finding ways to improve the healthcare of our people. Mostly promoting tourism, which is a big thing in both of our countries. Somaliland, we have the Berbera beach, which is actually a very touristic area. At the same time, we have caves and mountains, and Las Gale is one of the most famous caves.
Representing the Republic of Somaliland was Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Cooperation, who stated that His Excellency President Mose Bihi Abdi looks forward to being received in the Kingdom of Eswatini. For Channel Yemaswati News, I am Temalangeni Dlamini with Kimberly Mavuso, Mbabane. Former Minister of Public Works and Transport Nduthuko Dlamini has denied all 4 charges against him, 3 of which are murder and contravening the Arms and Ammunition Act. Dlamini appeared before High Court Judge Maxine Langwenya today.
The trial of 2 individuals, Simanga Sikwili Felegate and Thandokuhle Galemese Dlamini, has been postponed to the 2nd and 3rd of November. The 2 accused are found guilty of contravening Section 5, Subsection 1 of the Suppression of Terrorism Act 2008, read with Section 2, Subsection 2, paragraphs B, E, and I of the Act as amended. in that upon or about the 22nd of February 2022, at or near the Nyageni area in the Manzini district, the said accused persons, each or both of them acting individually or jointly in furtherance of a common purpose, did unlawfully commit a terrorist act by committing an act and or attempted action or threat of action by taking hostage at gunpoint a one Mr. Kulegani Dlamini, an employee of the Times of Eswatini who was on duty on the said date and place, and thereafter proceeded to cause serious damage to an Isuzu LDV white in color registered BSD 931CH valued at 190,000 mlangeni, Times of Eswatini newspapers valued at 7,000 mlangeni, and a tablet and printer valued at 3,200 mlangeni. Alternatively, the accused persons are found guilty of the offence of malicious injury to property, in that upon or about the 22nd of February 2022, at or near the Nyageni area in the Manzini region, the said accused persons, each or both of them acting individually or jointly in furtherance of a common purpose, did unlawfully and intentionally damage a motor vehicle, an Isuzu LDV white in color registered BSD 931CH valued at 190 mlangeni, Times of Eswatini newspapers valued at 7,000 mlangeni, and a tablet and printer valued at 3,200 mlangeni. The two accused will remain in custody until their trial date. For Channel Yemaswati News, I'm Tina Madonsela with the Malangeni Dlamini, High Court of Eswatini.
Eswatini, Eswatini, God has remembered you.
Tonight, King Charles III addressed both houses of parliament for the first time as head of state of the United Kingdom on Monday. King Charles III addressed both houses of parliament for the first time as sovereign and head of state of the United Kingdom on Monday. The ceremony was an important one in cementing the relationship between the king and the parliament, where true power lies in Britain's constitutional monarchy. The new king said he was deeply grateful for the condolences given by the speakers of the House of Commons and House of Lords, which so touchingly encompass what the late Queen meant to all of them. He promised to faithfully follow his mother's example of selfless duty. The king has attended the ceremonial state opening of Parliament alongside his mother on multiple occasions. For the last opening in May, he presided alone, although reading the Queen's speech.
And members of the House of Commons, I am deeply grateful for the addresses of condolence by the House of Lords and the House of Commons, which so touchingly encompass what our late sovereign, my beloved mother, the Queen, meant to us all. As Shakespeare says of the earlier Queen Elizabeth, she was a pattern to all princes living. As I stand before you today, I cannot help but feel the weight of history which surrounds us and which reminds us of the vital parliamentary traditions to which members of both houses dedicate yourselves with such personal commitment for the betterment of us all. Parliament is the living and breathing instrument of our democracy. That your traditions are ancient, we see in the construction of this great hall, and the reminders of medieval predecessors of the office.
Meanwhile, the Queen's coffin will make its way to Edinburgh from Edinburgh to London, where the public will be able to view the late monarchs lying in state in Westminster Hall over the course of 4 days for 24 hours a day. For Channel Yemaswati News, I am Temalangeni Dlamini Ngoyoyo. Kopolo residents up in arms as they accuse Mbabane municipality of ill conduct when dealing with communal issues.
Kopolo community members were up in arms today, accusing the Mbabane municipality of ill practice. This issue occurred after an instance in which workers from the Mbabane municipality arrived in the community without prior notifying the residents and began conducting an exercise in which they were demarcating land boundaries, something that angered the residents as they say the municipality did not follow common practice in which the municipality would first have to consult the chief, stating that they would like to conduct an exercise, which then the chief would consult the residents, and only then could such an exercise be conducted.
Sibona abantu laba sibathula town council bayangena bangenela le mithi la emakhaya sesiyabuka ukuthi bangena njani labantu la emakhaya ethu sine singakatshelwa ngabo sine sathi ukuthi uqala indlunkulu ibuye itshele boshemeni itshele libandla libuye libite size ekhaya le ndodza nje ungena ungakakhulekeli futhi ngathi ukuthi town council mangabe atawungena funa ukuthi kube na shift ungena njani ukuthi kude shift town council ngilesifuna ukubuva nathi ukuthi town council ufika njani bobani labahamba ngabantu bathethe imvume ebandleni lelizala nashemeni wemphakathi so ngiko lesifuna ukuthi thina kusikuve babuye batasichazela kucala thina ngoba bake basichazele lokho baqhamuka nje sichamba town council ngithi endodza lababuye
soloke kukweniwa ngoba kude babe kuyenzayo solo sikhusa shona ungena njani masipala ufaka ngibani.
For Channel Yemaswati News, I'm Tina with Sandile Dlamini and Dumisani Dlamini. Kopolo. Mbabane Highlanders itolo. Sicela ukuthi phenza abaye.
Linda Strong, official Yemaswati News, Babane.
Before we end our news bulletin for tonight, let us look at our top stories making headlines. Prime Minister Cleopas Sipho Dlamini left the kingdom to represent His Majesty King Yemaswati III in Kenya. Ndutuko Dlamini pleaded not guilty to all 4 charges. Kopolo residents clash with Mbabane Municipal Council. We have come to the end of our news bulletin. Till next time, good night.